How far in did you all realize that Sanity was not going to be what Mark Carano had promised you?
Basically, when we started, we got put on house shows right away. Then the first thing on television was we attacked the Usos right during our entrance, and then we got beaten clean in a six-man tag, the SmackDown after,
Yes.
and then we kind of like got some vibes of, oof, first loss, and they told us, don't worry about it, people will forget this after a month, and we thought like, people maybe, but not the internet. So they kind of like felt sorry. They told us sorry, and like the reaction from some guys from the back, you lost? It's your first match. You lost for real? Oh, so we thought, how can we repair this? How can we kind of justify that? Blah blah blah. And then we kind of had a restart where we attacked the New Day. So, but in that time we've been on every house shows. We've been very busy. And the more houses work, the more like money you make.
Yeah.
It depends which kind of like payment system. They have like two payment system, which is pretty weird. But yeah, you kind of make more money in the end. But then after the New Day feud, which was we attacked them, we keep delaying, and then we had to show on Extreme Rules, a match at Extreme Rules, which we won. And then the SmackDown after, we got beaten clean again, and then we disappeared. We also disappeared from house shows, so they took us off from house shows, and for us was like, yikes, that's not a good sign. We're not on house shows, and then we're not on television, and because you're not on television, you're not on house shows, because fans just give a damn, because who are those guys? You're not on television, you do not have exposure, so when you come out in, I don't know, somewhere in the deep of Kentucky, you hear crickets when you come out, and that's not a good sign. So basically, at that point, we kind of had the feeling we were dead in the water. And there was a time where we had two or three appearances on television again. I think it was something where we attacked Daniel Bryan and Kane once, and then the other ones we just attacked Gallows and Anderson and the Usos. And that led up to a match, an 8-man tag. The first with the late Luke Harper,
Yes.
God rest his soul, and Eric Redbeard against I think it was Usos and New Day. No, Daniel Bryan and I'm confused with that.
Oh, it's okay.
But anyway, and then the other one 8-man tag was again with Sheamus and Cesaro, I believe, against Gallows and Anderson and Usos. So we kind of had a little spotlight, but they always like took it away again, and I don't know why. Maybe because we're dead in the water and they dropped the ball with that. While we all believe they could have done more, even not with putting us in a wrestling match, even like doing vignettes or backstage promos, and just give us 30 seconds of time on your television program, and just getting a little bit more each week. And we had some good ideas. We pitched a lot of ideas, and also in that time there was a restructure of writing team, and some writers were let go, and some writers went down to SmackDown, and blah blah blah, and everybody got a writer. And you had the chance to pitch ideas to the writer, and he needed just to pitch the ideas at the meetings they had in Stanford. And yeah, but when you have a writer who does not have the time or the courage to pitch it, I don't know what it is, because I guess Vince McMahon can be an intimidating person sometimes, then you're also dead in the water, because your ideas will not reach the top of the mountain. And they cannot use it for material. They cannot tell you it's the worst idea ever, or, oh, that's great, let's make something out of that. But yeah, that's my thinking about it. That's my opinion about it. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm right.
Did you have any specific ideas, whether it be from you or other people involved in the group, that you thought were really good that would have worked?
I saw a lot of ideas which happened with Retribution in the beginning. We pitched like just to mess up stuff, like to whatever, crash a car, just destroy a window, mess around with security, because we got banned by the actions of last week because we took somebody out, just causing chaos, but controlled chaos for us, because we are the creator of chaos and nobody knows what's happening besides the guys who created it.
Yeah.
And that's what we meant. Like we do not know, like we do not need a 15-20 minute TV match. Just give us a segment where we can be us, where, I don't know, like we always considered us like Ewa was the leader, Damo was the muscle in the group, and I was like the fire starter, the psychopath who does not care about the outcome. And we had something like we want to do something, and in the backstage, I just randomly punched somebody in the face, and it caused like a mass brawl where we get like rejected from the building. And next week want to come in, and security's in there, and again, like a fight breaks out till we maybe have like a fake police guard right there, and we can throw shit like on them, like in a riot, stuff like this, or break a window, or just destroy some things, burn something. I don't know whatever is possible. Also, EY, Killian, and myself, we always drove together, we toured together, and we always had like ideas in the head which we were pitched to each other. Like, hey, just imagine we would do something like this and like that. And a lot of things you can see right now in Impact with EY's new stable, Violent by Design, because all that stuff, what he's preaching, all the stuff, what he's saying, what he's doing with the group, is the majority of that are sanity ideas he had pitched or he had not pitched, he had in his mind. And he's a great mind for that. He's an awesome guy, but he's a great mind when it comes to promos and everything, how to deliver it and like the outcome of it, the looks and everything. So good for him though.
He's a very versatile performer. He can do anything that you ask of him.
He can be the hokiest guy in the room, and he could be the serious guy in the room with his wrestling persona and also his style of wrestling.
I always thought that Sanity's Entrance was one of the most underrated. I would go to NXT shows, and I would just love it. The way that you all looked with the masks, the way that the sound would work. The helicopter would sound like it was flying over top of you with the lights. That was, I just think it's one of the most badass entrances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Who did you all workshop that with? How did that come together? Because I know plenty had to go into it, because it was a fantastic presentation live.
Yeah. So the first time we showed up, we tried to figure out what we do. And I remember the first days when I teamed up with Sawyer, we just tried to be super, super animated and crazy, running around the ring and just punching the ropes and just headbutting. So we over the board, because we thought, let's go a little bit too much that they have to pull us back like a dog on a leash, instead of just pushing us forwards, because that's never a good sign. If they tell you do a little bit more, it's better to say, hey, do less. So, but then we did the TVs, and Triple H came up with the cool idea, just let's come in like a little bit low key, like with the mask and everything. And the hood basically was just the idea for the beginning, to make the reveal that it's EY under the hood, and Nikki Cross, oh, that's a girl, because we tried to kind of like cover her up that you can tell, oh, that's a girl. And then we kept it with the hoods, because it's kind of, it stick to the whole gimmick, to the whole character. Triple H came up with the entrance. His vision of it, like, just imagine you would like, face the crowd, but on a TV production, it's not about the crowd in the back, it's about the people watching in the camera. So you kind of like stand there and everything. And for the first part was that just Sawyer and myself would reveal and would turn and take off the hood, and EY and Nikki stays covered. So he had the idea of like, you're all standing there, you have the chance to connect with the people, and then when kind of the music hits, when you have that beat, you would turn around, and then you kind of like you come forward with your expression, you kind of like turn a little bit into that psycho anarchist type of killer, or whatever you want to call it. And then later we kind of like got a rhythm to the whole music. We got our parts where we have to stop and everything. So it turns out to be an amazing choreo. And then from time to time, I started out like to get a little bit more movement in. In my tweet, when I said goodbye and thank you for the 6 years, I put a picture out. One of the photographs, he took the picture, he gave it me the day before it got released. That's why it was like a good moment, because I'm reaching out and kind of like a goodbye. And that was always like a big part for me, for example, just to have something when I took my hood off, just make it a little bit special when I kind of like get my mask down, that I kind of reveal that, and then with the turn and everything, and then go into the mosh pit. So that was always my mentality. Now let's fucking go and let's go into the mosh pit. That's why I was dancing around like possessed, And yeah, like the whole entrance is always fun. And every time when I hear the music, I kind of get a little bit into the mood of the whole like character and everything, and always get goosebumps.